Hello fellow survivors, and welcome to a special challenge video we're going to do today, which involves hopeless rescue. Now, if I gave a pretty plain intro this time, I'm just going to hop straight into it and explain the challenge. And I'm going to do it a bit differently. I often explain things in the menu, but this time I think it's a bit easier to do it in the challenge itself, so you can understand some of the nuances here. So I'm going to hop into a new challenge, do hopeless rescue. And it doesn't really matter what, we'll go female, I think. And we'll do nopeless rescue. Okay, so this challenge here that we're going to do now is basically a naked challenge. You're not allowed to have anything on you, but it's a bit more complicated than that. The challenge, as I understand it, is probably from Coru and Fizzle, who is a YouTuber who you should check out. She's very, very good. And I'm doing it slightly differently than her, though. She calls it, I think it's no inventory hopeless rescue. I'm just going to call it nopeless rescue. So let me just hop in and I'll explain what this is about. So basically, there are some rules here. You have to get to Timberwolf Mountain and get the stress pistol and do hopeless rescue the normal way. But there are a few self-imposed restrictions. The first thing is you are not allowed to have any inventory. So if you look at your inventory, you got all this stuff. And the rule is you can't have anything. So you got to drop all of this stuff on the floor. All of it goes down, drop all of it. So the consequence of this is that you are naked. You have no clothes at all, and you also have no inventory. So that's the thing. Not just naked, but no inventory at all. The only exception, of course, is the stress pistol. When you pick the stress pistol up, you can carry that, of course, because you need to do the challenge. Now, you can, however, still use items as long as you use them where you are standing. So there's different versions of how you can do this. So, for example, if I have the bedroll, I can pick this up if I want and put it down or something, but I can't carry it with me. There's different ways you could do this. For example, if I let's see, I can't really see anything because it's very dark, but let's see if it's anything. Tin of sardines, right? I can't take this with me, but I can click space and eat it right now. That I can do because I'm not carrying it with me. So you can still use items, you just can't carry it. Now, if you want, you can make this rule a little bit lighter, and you can say that you're allowed to pick things up while you're indoors and use things freely. You just have to drop them when you leave. You can choose yourself how you want to do that. So that's basically it. You have to have no inventory at all other than the stress pistol, and you can use items but not carry them, if that makes sense. That's basically the challenge. I'm adding another rule though, however, which is that you are allowed to carry one thing. Let me see if I can find something I can carry. Boots, no boots. You can't really see anything, is the only problem. Let me see if there's something I can pick up. Coffee, do something you can actually carry. Broth, no, it's none of these things. Same, there's no flare or anything. Firewood, wood stove, no, rifle cartridge. There's nothing here. Okay, I think we're just going to leave in that case, and I'll explain the other rule as we get there. So it's going to run because it will be faster, and we also need to get there. Now, there's a few difficulties with this particular challenge. It's really dark now, but it's going to get light very soon. So you're not allowed to have any inventory at all, which means that you're going to get very cold very fast. You're also likely to get frostbite because you have nothing to protect yourself. And hunger and thirst might be an issue, but it depends really on how you approach it, because you can still eat things where you go. Because you're not allowed to have anything in inventory, there's a few things that become difficult. And because of that, I have added a rule to it. So when Coru and Fizzle did this, she basically had a rule where if you enter the building, you're allowed to use like a torch or lantern or flare while you're in that building, but you have to leave it behind after. I'm doing a different rule variation where the third rule for me is that you're allowed to have one item in your inventory, which is something that you equip. So for example, a flare. If you have a flare and you're walking around with the flare is in your hands, right? So even though it will show up in your inventory, it's not technically in your inventory, it's in your hands, if that makes sense. So that's allowed. You can have one item in your hand. There are of course nuances to this. Of course, if your clothing is also technically not in your inventory, you're wearing it, but it shows up in your inventory, if that makes sense. So you can choose to change this around however you see fit. You don't have to follow these exact rules. You can see how you decide to do it. It's really up to each player, really. Yeah, so that's basically the challenge. You got a complete hopeless rescue. You got to do with no inventory, except that you have to have the stress pistol, and you can carry one item, and you can use items, but not to carry them. That's basically the rule. You can use items, not carry them. It does include, you can open containers, pick something up, and then use it right away or drop it. That's fine. You can do that. We're going to go to camp office quickly to sleep like an hour. And we don't even need to go here though, but it's just to warm up slightly. And also I would like to have a flare and maybe a bit more daylight here. Yeah, we don't really need to go this way. It's the reason I added that rule where you're allowed to have one item that you have to carry.
If I don't warm up,
it's because if you're not allowed to have anything in inventory, it complicates things in terms of transition zones. So you have to do this challenge, you have to go through the dam, the mine Pleasant Valley, most likely cave in Timberwolf Mountain, and also the mine to Coastal Highway. And if you're not allowed to, carry anything, then light source becomes an issue, really. So that's a bit of a problem. 2 hours. So because I'm allowing that you can carry an item as long as it's in your hands, but you can't bring it in your pocket. Okay, here we are. You can see. So let's just have a quick look around here if there's anything. We can quickly eat these ketchup chips to get food up. What's that? Phil? There's Phil. Yeah. This complicates things in terms of stuff like
this will come in handy.
sprains. If you get sprains, it's a problem because you can't actually fix it unless you go and grab a bandage from somewhere. Yeah, there's not really much. I can smash open this can when I get some hydration, but we're going to keep going. I was hoping to get a flare. I don't think there is a flare around here though. Alright, that's okay. Let's just keep going. Now it's lighter as well. The fastest way is the most dangerous way, so we're going to go via the tracks, I think. It's just safer. Because again, if I get a sprain, it's a bit tricky. You can heal it with sleeping, of course, but you can't carry a bandage with you. There's only a few items you really can bring with you if you accept the rule that you can carry one thing in your hands. And that's things like you can technically have a weapon with one magazine in it. You can have a light source. We'll accept one pack of matches, I suppose. Even though it's technically only one match. It could be the stim. It could be stone. Yeah, basically any weapon. Plus stim and a couple other things. Now it is possible to get through the dam without the light source, so not too worried about that. I'm nevertheless going to check here quickly. Yeah, we don't really need any of this stuff. Water's fine. It has a flare. Okay, so we got that. So this is okay. So there's a wolf also, because now it technically oops, it does show up in, sorry, it does show up in my inventory, but it's equipped. So that's the exception that I allow. You're allowed to have one item as long as it's equipped. I can't holster this now. I mean, I can, but then I have to drop it. This also gives you a bit more margin against the wolves. Not a very big one, but makes it slightly easier. This is a pretty tricky challenge, really, because there's a lot of nuance to it. If you get a sprain, that's a problem. But also, you don't really have any real defense against the wolves. You have very limited water and food. You can only really use it in the base. You have a limited light source. You get cold really fast. And also, energy is a problem because you can't use coffees. Coffee is a big part of this challenge. So that's a problem. We're just going to do this as best we can. I'm going to go to these trailers over here. And I'm going to sleep in the trailers. Also, because you only have 7 days... It's really aggressive. So because you only have 7 days, you have to be a bit careful, because what I want to do, I want to run and sleep, basically. Ah, come on. Wow, that was unexpected. Well, at least I didn't use my flare. Did I get blood loss? I didn't. Wow. That was an aggressive wolf. That was a super aggressive wolf, wow. Didn't expect that. By the way, there isn't a safe house customization in challenges, so that doesn't work, the light source. I beat that wolf with just my hands. That was strange though, because I think the flare was about to be lit. I was a bit scared about that, because normally you can just walk the dog. I say this all the time, just walk the dog. Really not an issue, just walk away from the dog. Really easy. But I could tell the wolf was really aggressive, it was really trying to close the gap. It was really weird. Quick search in here. We can eat this. Is it warm enough to sleep in here? That's the question. Might have to go on the other bed. Now it's in my inventory, so I have to drop that. Oh, there's no bed in. No, there used to be a bed in here. That's weird. Oh, it's because it's a challenge. They probably haven't changed it. Let's sleep in here then. I need to have energy max all the time, and there isn't a bed in the dam. Technically, I could place a bedroll, I find, but there we go. That was a lucky wolf encounter. It was, however, right at the beginning though of the challenge, so it's not a big deal. If I had died there, I would have just restarted. I mean, who cares? But that was a chance encounter and a half. All right, let's keep going. So it's kind of like a semi-speed run as well, just because since it's so cold and you're naked, you kind of want to go as fast as possible, where possible. But of course that drains you as a problem. At the same time, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to use the flare. It's possible to navigate without the flare, but it doesn't really matter if you get frostbite in that. I'll just take. Okay, then we drink, and then we drop it. So this stuff is allowed, right? Because you're using the item then and there, but you're not bringing it with you, and that's okay. So that's allowed to like pick up an item, use it, and then leave. Oh, lantern.
I'll take it.
Yeah, that's better. I'll take the lantern instead. I can kind of see in here, so here I don't really need light. Because without having the one item, this is tricky. There's another lantern here. How much is that? It has better. So let's drop that one. Big lantern. Quick look at something here that I can use. No, let's just go then.
Fingers feel numb.
Yeah, let's go. The lantern also gave me a slight warmth bonus, but that doesn't really matter. Okay, the next bed now is probably the farmhouse. And then after that it gets complicated. Because I could have taken a shortcut there actually. Oh well. Do we do that? I don't think we'll get a sprain. Maybe we should do it. Ah, I'm already gone as far as fine. This climbing the actual summit's going to be an issue. Just because of the ropes. Once you get to the summit, the rest is easy. But the actual summit is tricky.
I've never felt so cold in my life.
I'm trying not to get a sprain here. Yeah, there's a cave in here, but there's nothing really needed in that cave. I'm trying to keep my meters up just so that I, well, minimize damage for one thing, but it will allow me to sleep is the thing. Now I'm going to head into the cave. Now this particular cave, that's a transition between Mystery Lake and Pleasant Valley. It tends to be kind of light, so you should be able to get through this cave without the light source, most likely. But the lantern helps. Basically, this lantern's going to be the thing I carry now. Unless I find a stim. Then that will be what I carry. If I do find a stim, it will dictate how to go forward. Because that will allow me to climb ropes better, basically. And you need to run just so don't take too much damage, really. Hey, rabbits. That's the loot. I mean, wildlife refresh. Hello. If you want to do this challenge yourself, you can make it easy if you want. So like I said, my version allows you can carry one item. Chorus version allows you to carry a light source while indoors, but not anywhere else. A version of the challenge is you can't pick up toilet water, for example, like I did. If it goes into your inventory, you can't pick it up. You have to only use items that you interact on the ground. Like if you find a Summit soda, you drink it when you pick it up, but you don't put it in the inventory. That's also one way of doing it. Or you can make it a bit easier, and you can say that, say, you're allowed to always carry matches and wood. For example, if you did that, then you can take it a bit slower. I'm going to actually light the lantern because I'll warm up a bit faster doing this. Then you'll warm up a bit faster if you can light a fire, and you can take it a bit slower and not stress about it so much. So a lot of these custom challenges in the Long Dark comes in variations.
Probably useful.
You could get food poisoning from this, but it's unlikely. If you by accident leave something in your inventory, then who cares, just drop it. Yeah, most custom challenges in the Long Dark have variations. So some challenges involve things like this, like an actual challenge, like you use Hopeless Rescue or the Hunted or something, and you do variations of that. Like, for example, the Eternally Hunted challenge, where you play Hunted Part 1, but you don't go to Trapper's Cabin and just live with the old bear. That's a fun one. And those ones tend to be kind of the same across playthroughs. But then you have other things like, for example, let's take one example, Autoloper or Auto Voyage if you want to do that or whatever, which is that you have to only stay outdoors in survival mode. And then the question is, what about transition caves? Well, then some people say, no, transition caves you can only pass through, you can't do anything else. Other people say, no, transition caves are fine, you can stay in them. Other people say you can loot them but not stay in them. So there's usually all sorts of nuance to this challenge, to custom challenges, and you just decide how you want to do it. And at the end of the day, the core is the same, the objective is the same. You know, survive naked, you know, whatever. And the nuance of it you can decide yourself. An interesting one in that particular regard is the vegan challenge. So I did a vegan challenge a little while ago. And of course, if you're doing it proper vegan, you also cannot use products derived from animals. Like you can't wear a leather belt, for example. And that made it complicated because a lot of the items you pick up in the game are a bit ambiguous if they have leather in it or not. It looks like they have leather in it, but when you harvest it, you don't get leather, and there might be things like a belt buckle is leather. But it's kind of hard to decide whether it was leather or not. But then a lot of people would say, well, even if they were vegan, they would still use found items, right? A real vegan stuck in a survival situation maybe wouldn't hurt an animal and start crafting animal clothing, but they would pick up clothing they find that's been discarded that has leather in it, because it would be a waste otherwise. So people can kind of choose. Some people will say that if you do a vegan challenge in Long Dark, you can't use anything even connected to animals at all, not even remotely. But others will say, nah, it's fine as long as it's something that's like, if as long as you don't hurt an animal, it's okay. So as you can see, there's a lot of nuance to challenges, custom challenges in the Long Dark, and you just do it however you see fit, really. And it's the same with this. So I'm happy with these rules. You have to have no inventory except for the one item that you are carrying. Oh, sorry, actually, my bad. I when I doused the lantern, I actually put it in my inventory. Whoops, that wasn't allowed. So for about 1 minute there, I technically broke the rules. Sorry, but we'll just ignore that. So see, I have to actually have it in my hand like this, because if not, it's technically in my inventory. You get it? So technically, I broke the challenge there for about a minute. I have to have it in my hand. But I forgot. I didn't realize that dousing the lantern also put it in your inventory. So that was just an oversight. But it has no practical application to the challenge, though. You could even argue that who cares? You know, it still shows up in your inventory here, right? So you could argue that you're allowed to actually holster it. You can holster one item. You just gotta see what you think. But I'm happy with this. No inventory at all, except the stress pistol and one item of your choosing that you have to carry. That is the rule, and I think that's fine. Okay, we're gonna sleep to get energy back here. It will be nighttime when that happens, but that's okay. I wouldn't mind finding a stim. That would be good. But it is what it is. Let's see what we can find here. We can also eat something if you want. Is there a... Oh, there's a bit of stuff here. There's some maple syrup, for example. There's a dropped maple syrup. We can do... there's condensed milk there, but let's just take some toilet water. And drink it. And drop it. Check the medicine for stims. No stim. And I think that's probably it. We could drink this herbal tea just for increased regeneration. Is there coffee here? No, no coffee. Quick check up here. Here. Stims in this challenge vary a lot. You can get a ton of stims or very few. It varies tremendously. Alright, I think that's fine. Now this film stuff. Alright, let's sleep here for, I guess that will be 7 hours. We'll put 8 though. Yeah, it's dark now, that's okay. This is Voyager, so... you should heal up pretty well. Well, it's not technically it's not Voyager. These challenges are like kind of like a custom type of Voyager. It varies, but in principle, most challenges in the Long Dark have a Voyager difficulty. Some minor variations. Except for Asset Sleep. Asset Sleep has interloper settings with a couple of nuances to it. Okay, wolves. No wolves, good. I'm gonna try and be careful. I really don't want to get a sprain because that would be really annoying. Then I have to go and sleep it off basically. You have to either find a bandage that you pick up and use right away, or you have to sleep it off. So far it's going really well, but this first part isn't that hard. I've done Hopeless Rescue quite a few times. It's probably the challenge I've done the most. It's also one of the few that I just speedrun this for the fun of it ages ago. It's a really, really good challenge. So I know some of the major loots already, but not backwards. I knew that there is a lantern in the staircase in the dam. Well, I knew there's coffee in Signal Hill. What else is there? It's guaranteed stuff. Can't remember, actually. Should be a stim at the summit, but that's not really here nor there. We need to have a stim before the summit. And if not, we need to... If I can't find a stim, then I have to go via Ash Canyon probably, in order to make the climb. Very likely. Because I can't sleep in the Mountaineer's hut. Probably not, because it's too cold. Now the next place to sleep is the Prepper Cache. And then after that, I would like to sleep in the Mountaineer's hut, but I won't be able to. It's too cold, probably. Moose markings, huh? So the one after that would be probably the bunker actually in Ash Canyon. We have to see. I don't know all the beds, but I think with being naked, I think that you'll be too cold sleeping outdoors. So if I find a cave with a bed, like for example up here, there's a cave with a bed, you'll be too cold. Now there can be a stim here in the plane. In the front of the plane there is a there's usually a wool toque, sometimes an air wrap, and it's usually either an energy drink or a stim. An energy drink is okay, but the problem is that you're not carrying it, like you're not holding it, so I can't pick that up if that's the case. Unless you choose to amend the rules to say that you can carry one item, only one at a time, then it's fine. But that's up to you. I haven't got that rule, so. But we're here. There's also a bunker up here we could check. I'm not sure if we can get there from here actually. Maybe you can, but I never tried that. So let's go this way. Then here is this cave. And in here you can see there's some stuff. There's a soda. Oops.
Too cold. Think.
You'll see that I don't think we're warm enough to sleep here if I do this. No, see, -4. So if I sleep here I will take hypothermia damage. So we're going to keep going. And we'll go to the prepper cache. What time of day is it? Early night. We basically want to have as much energy as possible because of the cold damage. If not, it just takes too long. Eat vegetarian food. Might even get well fed doing this, actually. Drop what's left. Nice sky. We could light this a little bit. See better. So up here can be a stim. And there is. So I'm going to take this stim. I'm going to put this anywhere really. We're going to drop it. I'm going to take the stim to equip. So now that's what I'm going to carry instead. And I'm probably going to keep this until summit, probably. That stim isn't guaranteed, but it's likely. If it's because you can find one of those Go energy drinks there instead. It would be nice to holster this so I don't use it by accident. That's okay. Now the only issue then is where to sleep in between. I can do the climb. I think actually we might be able to do the climb in one go by just walking, I suppose. I have to think about it. There isn't really a good place to sleep after this prepper cache, is the thing. In terms of light, it also complicates one thing, because if you take the cave route to the summit, that is via secluded shelf, the problem with that is that you then need a light source for that cave. Then you can't carry the stim. So that complicates things a little bit. A little bit. Oops. Okay, let me have a quick look what's over here before I enter this. What's over here? We got what's in here? Coffee doesn't matter. Bullets, what's in here? Alright. It's just here. Here there's a bed. Even though it's dark, I should be able to navigate the bed. Yeah, I can actually kind of see. As a lantern. That's very, very good. Because this lantern can then be used when we come back. That's very, very good. Ooh, that's a problem. It's not warm enough in here. Okay, if that's the case, we're gonna have to keep moving, I think. It's not worth sleeping. If necessary, we can use this stim to go further. It's not a very long climb, I think we just go straight up. Will it be warm enough in there? I mean, it is on the ground. Guess not. I hope the bunker in Ash Canyon is warm enough in that case. No, we have a problem. We'll see. If I find a second stim in the Mountaineer's hut, that's fine. That's what I mean, like you could amend the rules to make it so that, for example, when you're indoors, anything goes. That's a variant of this. You can just do so. Once you enter indoors, you can do anything indoors. You can start a fire, you can equip clothing, you can do whatever you want indoors. But once you leave the indoor location, it's no good. You know, that's one way to do it. Actually, come to think of it, I think I could have placed that lantern there and slept, but if I did that, I would have used all the fuel. We're approaching low fatigue now, which means that I will regenerate the sprint slower as well. That's another issue. So this is where it gets complicated. As you can see, the first part of this challenge isn't that hard, really. You just kind of go from location to location, pick up stuff and sleep and drink. But this part is much harder. There are some ways we can go about this though, but I'm not a big fan of doing those options. Would like to do this pretty cleanly. There are shortcuts, out of bounds shortcuts you can take, for example. I don't really want to do that. Let's try and keep this clean. We'll go to Mountaineer's Hut now. We'll see what it's like. If it's too cold, we have to go to Ash Canyon probably. Or we'll just beeline for the summit. And just tank it. So we take about 20% health loss per hour. Which means, let's say we're at 70% now. We have like 4 hours, let's say, at most 3.5. Which is about 15-20 minutes. It's not very long. And of course, like if you're indoors and it's a bit cold, then you could still sleep there because you just get cold very slowly. But if you're already cold, then that doesn't work anymore. The cold is a bit of an issue here. Yeah, if I find a second stim, then I might just use this stim and then head somewhere. It is possible to complete this being tired, but it's a bit complicated. But it really should be... Is that a deer? Or is that... What is that? It's a wolf, yeah. That's new. There goes the warmth complicates things here. Mountaineer's Hut should not be warm enough, because it's basically a cave. You can fix the roof, but not on this challenge. You could sleep anyway, but you just take so much damage doing it. It's not worth it. Like sleeping anyway, if you're hungry or something, that's fine. But if you're cold, you die too fast. We'll stop here briefly. Let's see what's what. See what we got here. So -6. It's actually almost warm enough to sleep in here. If it was daytime, it probably would be enough. If there's a lantern, there is a lantern. What we can do is... okay, now I'm technically carrying 2 things, but that's alright. I'm just going to put this like here. And let's see quickly what's in here.
I'll take it.
Drink this soda. And I have this to stim, and I think that's it, right? Yeah, so right now it's actually warm enough. This is not going to burn very long, but I can sleep for 1 hour. It's something, you know. Oops, oh, I meant to pick... At least there's something. There's a flare. That can allow me to sleep another hour. That also gives me some warmth. Actually, I sleep 2 hours. It's... There we go. I got cold doing that, but I got some energy from it as well, so it's okay. Got just my stim, which I have to equip. As you can see, there's a little bit of leeway for that rule there. I didn't get a second stim, so but at least I can run a bit further now. Because I have quite a lot of energy, I could go for it. I think we have to get to Angler's Den to like heal up here. I think that is actually the plan. because otherwise we just don't have enough health or energy for this. Like, Mountain South just isn't warm enough. I should have just slept 1 hour there, to be honest. It wasn't really worth the health loss. Wait, why does it say... do you see that? It said how long was left of the flare on the bottom right. Yeah, we're gonna have to go to Angler's Den because there isn't really a good place to stop on the way that is both warm and will heal me up. So we stop at Angler's Den. We can fully recover, warm up, most likely, and then we can continue to the summit. We'll get cold doing it, but that's okay. Frostbite doesn't really matter. This wolf is a pain. It always charges me. I mean, I will use this stim, but I'd rather not. Okay, he's out of the line of sight, so let's run. I caught up anyway, damn. I think I can get to Angler's Den without using the stim, but if not, then oh well. I'll just use it. See if we can ditch him now. Yeah. No, he's still there. Now the wind against me too. He's still there, yeah. As long as I get here, I'm fine. As long as I get to Angler's Den, even if it's at 1% health, it's fine. We'll heal right up, because on this difficulty, you can heal all the way up. And there will be a little bit of food and stuff there, and a can and stuff, so it should be alright. There we go. There's a bit of a strange route to the summit, but it works. There's also the Homesteader's Respite over here, but then I have to goat up there, and the time spent goating up there could just be spent going to Angler's Den, to be honest. The only issue is that by the time I get there, I have to sleep basically probably 12 hours, and then it will be nighttime again. Which is a bit unfortunate, how that cycle works. Could pass some time though. That works too. Now let's see if we can get there without using the stim. That would be good. Okay, there are wolves around here, but I think we probably will be right. There's the deer. There is my shield. Normally I pick up a ton of cattails and rose hips and all sorts of stuff. Frostbite risk. Keep going. We're not going to stop. We're cold, but I think we'll be able to get there without using the sim. We also have the wind in our backs, so we are a bit helped by the wind there. Let's have to be careful I don't run into wolves there, that's the only thing. And now, because I don't have much fatigue left, my sprint regenerates slower. Don't think there's any wolves right here, but we can just sprint for the moment. There are a couple nuances to the global wildlife refresh I haven't learned yet, so there are pockets of wildlife that I don't know because I haven't researched like every little bit of it. So there's a chance that I run into a wolf I didn't know was there. Okay, we're losing health fast, but I think we can get there. There's the wolf right there, yeah. Should be able to sprint twice more, I think, before we get there. I think that'll be enough. You can see this is kind of challenging because of the whole naked part. If you can make a fire, it'd be easy. If you have a bedroll, it'll be even easier. So if you want to do a really light version of this challenge, you could say that you can only carry matches, bedroll, and wood. And that's it. If you did that, you'd do this pretty easily as well. Okay, one more sprint. You see that the flare thing comes up again? That's a bug, isn't it? Let's holster this and then do this. Okay, now it's gone. That's weird, isn't it? the duration of the flare comes up. I bet that's a glitch to do with the wolf struggle I was in, where the flare was like marginally not lit. I bet it had to do with that. Okay, I don't see any wolves around here. I think we're good. Let's go. There's the deer. His name is Carl. Carl deer. You have to go through a wolf nest now, that's the only issue, to get out of here, but we'll make do. There is a flare here also, most likely, but I'd rather not use it. I really don't want to use it. Okay, here we are at Anglistan. That was a bit of a strange detour, but it's fortunately necessary in order to survive. Alright, we can't see much is the only problem. But we do have enough to probably survive for a while. Let me have a quick look around. This usually is... Let's leave cabin. And go back. I'm just going to sleep first because I can't see anything otherwise. Because of safe hard customization, you can now use that and you get night vision. But that doesn't apply here. That should be done there. Let's just sleep like 2 hours. Can we see now? No. Sleep another hour then. Alright, now we can see. So let's see it. So we got anything I can like eat or drink. Dog food. This right here. Spray paint. Woods. Nothing really useful here. Lantern, that's nice. Matches, we can't use those. Actually, not a lot here. Will there be a bit more food and drink, but... Oh, there we go. Let's drop that too. What else? That's it. That's a bit of a shame. Would have thought there'd be at least a drink in here. I guess not. There usually is one like on the shelf or something like that, but it seems like we're out of luck today. Oh, wait, there we are. There it is. Knew it was somewhere. Alright, so let's eat this. I'm going to eat the dog food. Gives some hydration. And we're just going to have to deal with it being dark when we wake up. Drink the soda. And just make sure, yeah, just have that. And I would love to sleep a full, like, 12 hours, but we don't have the hydration for it. But I'm still going to put, whatever it is, 10 hours. But, yeah, we heal all the frostbite risk. We didn't heal full health because of the hydration. But at least now it's late in the afternoon, so it should be warmer. It's still going to be cold, but it's warmer. There's the flares. But I really want to use the stim. So I'm going to try now and get as close as I can without using too much sprint. Wolves are a bit of an issue though. You can see I'm already getting cold. Minus 12, okay, it's pretty cold. If I can get to... Actually, I can probably manage this if I get tired by the time I get to the ropes, actually, if I'm honest. We're not going that far either, so... The main issue now is cold, because we are going to get cold. Hydration is a minor issue. When you get to the summit, it's a little bit up to each player to decide what to do. Because you know, there probably is a hacksaw there, right? So, are you allowed to use the hacksaw to pick things up, open the containers? It's a little bit up to each person to decide that, because if you allow yourself to have only one item and you can also have it in your inventory, then you can pick up the hacksaw and do it. I mean, no difference does it make. And also, if you have that rule about anything goes, and an interior, I think we can say that the airplane is an interior, you know. So that's fine. But I'm not the rules I have in mind, it does not allow for the hacksaw, so we'll have to see. Oh, I just forgot, you know, I forgot. The cave. Need a light source for it. There's a wolf on my left. If I can't see in the cave, I have to goat back to the bunker or something like that. A wolf there. Yeah, it's a wolf. If it is too dark in the cave, I might have to go back up and go to the bunker.
Gotta warm up somehow.
See how we get on. At least warmth is being drained very slowly, which is nice. It's funny how they changes. Now there's a wolf. There used to be in the past that this area was completely safe from wolves, but not anymore. And also the summit has a wolf now. That might be my fault. I'm not sure. But I once told the developers that the road to the weather station was too easy. Like, there's not really any threats. Just like one wolf. And I said many times also the summit isn't that hard. It's just a long route. So they may have changed it because of me, we'll have to see. I just realized my stamina is being drained really slow. I'm sprinting all the time and a load of stamina left. If I can get up the first rope without using the stim, that will be good. Okay. It's a sprinter too. I don't think we're warm enough in the cave. Don't think that's the case. The question is rather if it's light, because right now it's still light and I would like to be able to see going through it. But if I can't, I'm gonna have to ditch this stim, I think, and grab a light source. Either go back to Angus Den or grab a, yeah, or hope there's one in the bunker up there. That's assuming that bunker is a stocked bunker, which it probably isn't. Okay, here's a cave. The question now is, can we see in the cave? I don't think you can. I know there are some light gaps in here. Maybe. This is kind of a complicated cave, so I don't think you can see that much. Let's see. No, it doesn't seem... This is too dark. Now I can't even find a way back. There we are. Okay, I can't do that. We're warm at least, which is good. We are warm in the cave. I can't see. And I can't use the, like, bedroll trick either. So I'm gonna have to actually... That's really unfortunate. Really unfortunate. I can't see. Then we have two options, really.
Never felt so cold in my life.
We can either go back the way we came. Kind of back to where we were now, except... Hey, there's a moose there, cool. I need to get past this moose, though, is the only thing. That's alright, we can just do this. I'll go that way. I need to go that way. Alright, what we're gonna do now, we're gonna go to this prepper cache that's up here. If it's stocked, that would be great. If it's not, then well, it is what it is, but we can the problem is really our health now. If we had high health, then this will be fine, but it's too tricky actually. Anything we can use? No. All these valuable resources we can't use, like birch tea and that sort of thing. I know this drink, I think this drink at least, in this climber's cave, so let's check that quickly too. Then we'll head to the bunker, and if the bunker is warm enough, we'll stay in the bunker, heal up, and I guess we'll go back the way we came probably. We just have to see. If the bunker isn't warm enough, then I have to go back to Angler's Den, where it is warm enough, but I have to go back hydrated. And then we should be good from there. I don't need the stim. I think we can manage without the stim, but the stim helps. It helps a lot. Let's see, we got an MRE here, that's good. How about in here? No. Okay, let's see the MRE then. It's a minor hydration as well. Okay, drop that. No drink though. Except for the tiny bit that was in there. Ah, ptarmigans. I hear ptarmigans. Hello. 5 of you, huh? What was the plural for ptarmigans again? It was like, I've forgotten. We have multiple different names for it. Alright, let's go over here and see if this bunker has anything for me. One of the 3 bunkers should be stocked. What's this? Hey, look at that. Orange soda. Perfect. If the bunker doesn't have supplies, or rather if it's not warm enough, I'll go to Angler's Den again. Or I will go to Homesteader's Respite and hope there's something there I can drink. The drink is really just for sleeping. That's what it's for. This is a strange detour for this challenge. This is going this way. I mean, I haven't done it this way before, but we do what's necessary. There are certain guaranteed drinks here and there in the world. Let's see. Let's check out this, but it's not that many. Okay, where's the bunker? Oh. No bunker?
Nobody needs this anymore.
Oh, the bunkers aren't on challenges? Okay, well that complicates things. I thought the bunkers were here. I guess they're not. Okay, well. That makes it complicated. In that case, we'll check up here. I have to use this stim then. What's that? Bullets.
It's dusk, so I can't be far
Too
behind.
cold. Okay, that makes things complicated, it does. I might have to use this stim actually. Or what we can do, see if I can make it back to Angler's Den without dying. I don't know if I can actually. I think actually there's a drink over here. But the drink isn't the issue anymore, it's the warmth. Might have to use the stim actually. Bit of a shame. Oh well. What we have to do instead is go to... I think we actually do have to go up to Homesteader's Respite. We might have to use the stim actually. Okay, I don't think there's much in this. There's something there. Let's just check quickly. It's a deer carcass, that's it. Little campfire with nothing. But across this bridge, I think there's a tin of sardines. Let's just check that quickly. But yeah, I'm losing health so fast. I'm gonna have to use this stim, I think, actually, regrettably. That's okay. It is what it is. Here's the bridge. Now I have to goat up the Homesteader's Respite, I think. This took a turn. It's a hard challenge, this one, I must say. Ooh. Okay, so up here, I think there is a drink up here. Strange as it may sound, but I think there is. Yeah. No? Okay, it used to be. I'm gonna have to use this stim now. Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna go up to Homesteader's Respite. Let's heal from there. Let's go. Well, that hardly healed for anything. Or did I take damage falling there? I think maybe I did take damage falling there. I hope I have enough time to do this, actually. I hope so. It might not be enough, actually. I'll try. I had to use the stim there, that was unfortunate, but it is what it is. If I can find something to drink up there, might be alright. Gosh, hardly healed for anything. Meant to heal a bit more than that. Okay, up here we go. Brains don't matter right now. Let's just goat all of this. I hope that wasn't too low. I think it's okay. If not, we're screwed, but I think it is okay. This should be over here. There we go.
I'd lay down right here if I thought I'd ever wake up again.
Okay, so we made it to this place. And now the question is what we find here. So we have some hydration, so we can't sleep, but very, very briefly, like 2 hours or something. And now this depends what we find, and if I can see anything, because it's getting dark. But this is not looking too good. Oh, here it says something. Hey, it's the Summit Soda. Perfect. And here. Nothing in the coal bin or whatever it's called over here. Let's just check that quickly. Oh, okay. Oh, a flare. Let's see, anything else? Hydration is what we really want here. Okay, I can't see. Where's the way out? Way out, way out. Way out. Let's leave cabin, yeah. Because what I want to do is pick up this other flare. Go inside. Use it to see. It should also warm us up, I think. Yep. Pork and beans gives us dehydration. Pinnacle peaches gives us hydration. There we go. Anything else? I can eat this later. Doesn't seem like there's a lot more. Oh, we're gonna have to sleep, even though we're not fully hydrated. Just because we need the full energy, so we're gonna lose some health doing this, but it is okay. It is what it is, you know. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing else there really, except for this. This minor hydration there. Let's sleep. I'm gonna put 12 hours. I will give me some dehydration damage, but I think it's still worth it. Alright. That's good enough. Let's see if we can manage this. The health, I wish the health was higher, but it is what it is. At least we're fully warm and everything now. Early morning, that was the only problem. See what we can do here.
Mouth so dry.
It's cold, but what can you do? So we're kind of back to where we started, except that I have a lot more warmth than that now. That was weird, wasn't it? And now I'm getting cold a lot faster because it's early morning. I would have liked it to be not early morning. Oh well, it is what it is. Let's go. There is one place we can warm up, but I might not have the means to do it. I have to check all of these things.
Okay.
Actually, I can eat this. Oops. Yeah. It counts as carrying one, I mean, don't do, you know. I would have preferred if it was a drink, but well, here we are. The weather's terrible. We have really low health. This is way harder than I pictured. I'll have to do this again. I think I'm gonna have to use a different approach to achieve this, actually. I think my approach isn't a good one. I think I have to do a bit more conservative approach to maybe my energy or something, because my health is really the issue here. I was kind of banking on sleeping and recovering full health, but for one thing the bunker wasn't there. I now learned. And yeah, just not regenerating enough in the water is a big issue as well. Alright, we're gonna do what we can though. Do what we can. Still not cold yet, but it will be cold very, very soon, and then it's gonna be very difficult. I would have to get to the Ash Canyon cave to heat up. But even then... Actually, there is a cave we could go to. That will possibly be warm.
Best be prepared for anything.
Well, we kind of need to do that. I'm gonna get cold now, though, that's the only problem. I can't really... I don't have time to eat the dog food. I want to eat it, but I can't. It just takes too long. Because I'm cold.
If I don't warm up soon.
So there's a cave over here in Echo Ravine that I think will be warm. In which case we can warm up there marginally. But I think we're dead. I don't think this can be done. On this run, that is. It can be done, for sure. But... the way I approach it, I think, doesn't work. I think I have to plan my... Basically, Timberwolf Mountain, the region, has to be planned a bit better. Which should be doable. There are different ways you could do that. It's a very easy challenge to do, normally. But now it's... Oof. The cold alone is just... so complicated, you know. Really complicated. Especially if you're not, there's no fire. If you do the more liberal rule where you can do anything indoors, then it's easier. Then you can just cook water and warm up indoors. Then it's suddenly turns very easy. Laptop. Bedroll, there's a container there, but... Okay. If I can warm up in this cave over here, I might have a chance, but I really doubt it. It's just too cold. It's too cold. When I've seen people complete this challenge, they have done it on a milder version than mine, where you are allowed to make water and fire indoors, which warms you up faster and gets you more hydration. And if you do that, then yeah, then it's pretty easy. Then you can just do that in Mountaineer's Hut, for example, and you're fine. Really no problem. But without that rule, oh, it's hard. This might be one I have to concede, actually. Let's see, is it warm in here? It's not warm enough. Great. Even with the flare, it's not warm enough. I need 2 flares for it to be warm enough. I think I'm dead, actually. I don't think it can be done. Actually, what we could do, we can go in here. We can light the flare. You can see there's a second flare in here. Now -2. You see, if it was full warmth and it was -2, then sure, be no problem. But -2 might be -100. If you're cold, you're cold. You know. Sometimes the deeper parts of the caves are warmer, but not in this case. might as well check, but I think we're dead. Over there. No. Right in circles as well. That's alright though. Yeah, it just isn't -2. It's just too cold. I think this can be done. I think it can be done. But not today. I gotta be honest, it's been a long time since I've done a challenge and failed. So this is kind of motivating in its own right. Now I kind of want to do this. Yeah, we died. All right. Okay, so that was much harder than I thought. So you saw that the first part of this challenge was basically a breeze. It was really easy. You just we restarted. That's all right. You just kind of run from interior to interior and pick up food and drink, and basically from here to Pleasant Valley, the farmhouse, it's super easy. It makes no difference at all. From the farmhouse onwards, it's really hard. The prepper cache by the rope surprisingly isn't actually warm enough. I mean, I know you're naked, but still, it's not warm enough. So you can't warm up there. The farmhouse is where you warm up. So, and then the mountainous hut is also not warm enough, unless, I guess if it was late in the day, probably be alright. So this is tricky. I think the way this needs to be done, I might do this again, is you gotta heal up fully in the Pleasant Valley farmstead. And ideally you want to leave late in the day. You just gotta wait it out, I think, for like really good weather conditions, so when you leave it's not that cold, and then you can make your way all the way to prepper cache, and that you can't really use that, but see if you can get as far as possible without sprinting, and maybe get to Mountaineer's Hut even without while it's still warmish, and you might be lucky and be able to sleep a little bit. And then if you can get to basically Mountaineer's Hut with like without being cold and have at least half health, maybe more, then I think you're good. Yeah, I think you're good then. Then the rest of the climb should be alright. But that's the challenge really. So I think you basically can sprint. I think the strategy here is to sprint to Pleasant Valley Farm. And then there's so much food there. Or Signal Hill is also fine. There's so much food there that you just kind of sit tight until the conditions are right, and then you leave. And you just try and get as far as you can, and hope for a stim also along the way, and go from there. Because you can't use the prepper in Ash Canyon either, so it's complicated. This is a tricky one. But I think it can be done. It can be done. Now this is actually, I think, this is actually the first challenge I've ever done on this challenge. I uploaded the video and I didn't make it, that I failed it. I thought I was going to manage it when I did it, but there were some nuances I didn't realize. I didn't realize prepper cache was too cold. Didn't realize the other bunkers weren't there. And I made a couple minor mistakes here and there. But, you know, the best of us also fail. And I think it's good to show that, you know, sometimes people do fail. And I don't want to be one of those people that, like, you know, I failed it now and then do it again and I succeed and I'll be like, first try, you know, that will be a bit silly, I think. So instead, I think I'm going to upload this video where I failed it, and I would love to see what people say. Like, break this down. How would you approach this? How do you think this can be done? Or do you think it can be done without amending the rules to make it easier? And then let me know if you want to see me try again. And I'd be happy to try it again, because like I said, I haven't failed a challenge in a really long time. custom challenge. I can't remember the last time I failed one. I must have done, but I can't remember when that was. And it's kind of motivating to try it again. In the meantime, big shout outs once again to Koro and Fizzle, who was the one who first mentioned this challenge to me, the no inventory hopeless rescue challenge. I have seen it before, Koro, but in a different variant. Probably Kimioto, someone did it years ago. But Koro brought it up, and she's got the series on it on her channel. It hasn't concluded by the time of this recording, so I don't know if she managed or not. But she's a great content creator regardless, so go check her out. Koro and Fizzle on YouTube, go check her out. And then let me know what you think. And yeah, I didn't manage this time, but yeah, it happens to all of us, doesn't it? Sometimes it's good to fail. Sometimes that's how you learn. Good to be challenged. Okay, that's enough for now, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time, maybe next attempt. Okay, bye bye survivors.